So we're here today with Mr. James Brown, and what did you do? I suppose about a week and a half ago.
Yeah, second place OTS, playing weather painters. I beat 2 Ishizu Tear players in the process. And I also won a side event at YCS Dortmund.
Yeah. Against Ishizu Tear as well.
Also beat Ishizu Tear.
And you beat me too, so
I did.
It's quite cool. Do you want to kick it off for any shout outs or anything else like that? We might do it at the end,
sure.
It depends.
Most of the list is kind of my own creation. I have no idea if this is like the optimal list for painters. I've started chatting to people in the last week that play the deck as well to kind of work on it a little bit. But yeah, I just had a lot of fun with the deck. I think it has a really good matchup into Tear specifically. And I'll probably give a more in-depth explanation since you might not be familiar with the deck with weather painters.
Sure. Makes sense.
So weather painters is a control deck. It kind of does nothing on its first turn, but once you get to turn 3, you can really completely take over a game. So you can, by the end of your second turn, you should have 4 omni negates and also a solemn strike at the end of your turn, and then from there you can just push on to OTK. So let's have a look at how we do that.
Let's do it.
So the monsters are, so we're going to play 3 snow, 3 thunder, 3 cloud, 1 aurora, 1 sun. So those are the 11 monsters.
Okay.
For starters, so we have snow. This is our best card in the deck. This
I thought that was banned.
Yeah, could be. So snow is our searcher. It searches out. So the goal of the deck is that all these monsters have effects that get the continuous spells and traps, which are called canvases, out of the deck.
Yep.
And the canvases in turn give the monsters effects. So that's what we're looking to do. And then all that culminates in getting the field spell, which allows you to use those spell traps to make a link monster, which will then give effects to all your monsters.
Yeah. Gives you a solemn judgment effect, basically, right?
Yeah, and gives you all the omni negates. So that's the goal of the deck. So this will then, so this searches you one of your canvases right away. So you'll go to +3 with this right away. You'll get a canvas. Canvas will get you the field spell. The field spell gets you a second canvas. So we always want to open this. It's kind of like the normal summon Rabina of the deck. You really want to see it. If you don't open this,
that's fairy, okay.
It's really sucks. It's really suboptimal. If we don't open it, we have lots of ways to search it, thankfully. So we want to see that all the time. And then 3 thunder. Thunder's effect is you can pop a continuous spell trap on the field. It pops for cost to place a weather canvas on the field. This is a great utility card in the deck. Its main purpose and what it has been in the past for weather painters is that it will always out its own floodgates. So you can play a lot of floodgates in this deck because this pops them for cost. Most notably, weather painters refer to skill drain as an honorary canvas because of how well the deck plays under it. You can out it yourself at any time, and the effects they gain from the canvases, they all banish for cost. So they're not on field at resolution. So this deck plays extremely well under skill drain.
Nice.
And this is the main reason why. And the third main monster we play that we max out on is Cloud. Cloud's effect is when your weather cards are sent to grave, his effect triggers to place up to 2 canvases back onto the field.
Yeah, so you basically link someone away like with some of the spells and traps, and they bring them straight back.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So you link 3 of them off, and 2 of the 3 will come back. So you're basically turning 1 spell or trap into a link 3 monster, which is really, really good. So before the deck wasn't able to do that, he wasn't super mandatory, but since the new support, which came out last year, you can do that. So these 3 I would say are all mandatory at 9.
Nice.
And then overall I would say you need to play 10 to 12, between 10 and 12 monsters. So these 9 are all mandatory, and then these are kind of more optional. So I play 1 Sun and 1 Aurora. Aurora's the odd one out, being a level 6. So we usually cheat this out of the deck with a canvas that lets us special summon. But on normal she has the same effect as Snow to place the canvas, but she can also get a canvas in Brave. Which is nice, and you can kind of do funny things with tribute summoning this to get the effect. The effect's only on normal summon, which is kind of annoying. You won't get it when you special it, but it also protects your back row from destruction and targeting. So I think its utility is good enough for that. And then Sun, he's okay. Sun's main purpose is to link climate to non-weather monsters. When he's in grave, you can send one of your back row to grave to summon him from the grave to the field, and then you place a canvas from your field. From your hand rather onto the field. So he's good for link climbing into non-weather monsters. I've not played this as much. This spot is kind of negotiable. There's 1 more monster in the archetype. There's 6 monsters in the archetype, so I'm playing 5 of them. The other one is Rain. Rain's effect is when she's special summoned. It places a canvas from your hand, and I think that kind of has more utility, so I'm going to try out Rain in this spot.
Yeah, we're kind of demonstrating what you played at the OTS more so than anything else, I think, right?
Yeah. So going forward, I think this is kind of negotiable. And you could play Rain as well. So
you play Rain instead of Sun.
Yeah, or you could play all 3. You could play, I would say, all at 1-ofs. They kind of break your hand. They don't do anything else, so you definitely wouldn't play these at more than 1.
Just extra names, I guess.
Yeah. So then we play the true best card in the deck is, of course, the
field spell,
the field spell. It's absolutely cracked out of its
Which
mind.
is actually searchable by some of the monsters, right?
Yeah, so Snow will search the Snowy Canvas, which searches any weather card.
Yeah.
Snowy Canvas.
Which means it's an archetype that actually does let you search the field spell in it, which is really good.
And then the field spell grabs you another canvas, which is all we're trying to do. So you'll end up with a monster and 2 canvases, which you can then turn into a link 3 if you want to. I usually don't want to commit to that in your first turn because you'll kind of use up all your resources. You want to generate more resources on your opponent's turn.
Yeah.
But completely insane. Lets you link someone using the spells and traps like I mentioned, gives you additional normal summon, also really important, and grabs you a canvas, all really important. Everything the deck wants to do is facilitated with this. So we play 4 of them. Obviously terraforming is going to come up later.
Nice.
Should probably go without saying that when the field spell is so important.
It's the honorary 4th field spell.
That of course terraforming is here. So then we play the canvases, which are the continuous spells traps. So the archetype has 7 different ones. I'm playing 6 of them here. So I'm playing 3 of Snowy. It's the Searcher. Searching is always
banish
good.
monster to summon or just search.
Yeah,
right?
banish monster. So it has to be in the column or adjacent column. Banish to search. It's Searcher, so we play 3, and then I play 1 of all the others. So I play 1 sunny, 1 cloudy, 1 rainy, 1 thunder, and 1 rainbow. In order, these 2 are the best 2. These are the 2 good ones, but they're traps, so I don't think you want to play more than 1. And this is banish to special summon. This is when a monster battles, you can banish to bounce the monster you're battling. Great removal.
That's the one I hate. Yeah, I hate that one.
Most monsters in the game can't deal with like a bounce back to deck. It outs a lot of things. Other than cards that are like towers that are completely unaffected, and protects you when your opponent is trying to clear your board. This just protects all your monsters. If they want to say like attack over your Omni negates, you'll have this to kind of protect them. So, so a lot of us will play this at 2. You could play this at 2, but I think you could break on it too much, so I've gone for 1. And then these, 1 of each of these. Rainy would be the next best one then. Bounces spell traps. This is your out to floodgates. If you want to flip a floodgate on you, you can just go ahead and bounce it right back. I find it useful for adding stuff that the deck finds hard to play with, like Tikaboo and Goza Match. This is really good out to those.
Yeah.
When your opponent flips a floodgate on you, you can go ahead, chain all your effects to banish all your guys. So you have nothing on field, so you're not floodgated into anything.
Yep.
And then go ahead, search this with Snowy, get 1 monster, bounce it. And then anytime they try and reset it, you'll have this on field, just bounce it back in end phase.
Nice.
So you're pretty safe from any kind of floodgates. These 2 are really niche. They basically don't come up. The main reason I'm playing them is because their names.
Their names you can use to link summon basically, right?
Yeah, their names for link summoning, and I can activate them going first because they're spells.
Nice.
They all have conditions at the bottom that you can only control 1 of each name, which instead of playing like 3 of this, I'm playing 1 of each.
Yeah.
I would say mandatory would be this at 3 is mandatory. These 2 are mandatory. This is mandatory. These are optional. I think most lists will play 4 different canvases. Some will play 5. I'm playing 6. This is maybe 1 too many. You probably don't need. I side this one out a lot actually. This effect is terrible. So Cloudy lets you banish 1 to half a monster's attack, but it can attack directly if you want to like take less damage, or if your opponent like someone say a beast shield to run over your link 3, you can have its attack so it can't out your guy. And this one, banish 1 to then tribute 1 to summon 1 from grave. So you're going -1. The only niche scenario where this comes up is when you're attacking for game and you're a little bit short, you can banish 1 that you attack with everything you have on field, then you can banish 1 to tribute 1, summon 1 from grave. That's 1 more monster you can attack with. That's the only scenario I can think of where that's kind of useful.
Okay.
But in general, not super crazy. So that's all the engine.
Cool.
And then non-engine is all to kind of facilitate. So might as well be engine prosperity. You have to see snow, so you're going to dig for it. This digs for it. Snowy digs for it.
Yeah.
Forecast gets you Snowy, which then you'll use to search for snow. And you want to see your non-engine a lot as well. A lot of the non-engine stuff is kind of what makes the deck playable. So I think that's.
And you're not even trying to OTK and like or try to kill on the 3rd turn, right? So
yeah, and you don't need. Yeah, you're not worried about the damage at all.
You don't need actual life point damage.
Yeah, because we're just trying to rack up back control more than anything else.
Sure.
Shifter, it's a shifter deck, and the masters don't banish. We never put monsters in the grave. Yep. We do put our spell traps in the grave to get them back, but that's not super important. Once we've got control and we've got the 3 or 4 Omni negates up, it's shifter. It's a tier format.
Yeah.
Kind of
tier format. Yeah.
And then we put some floodgates. Floodgates are fun. 3 rivalry. All the monsters are fairies.
Yeah.
So rivalry goes without saying. And we play 2 skill drain, and then one macrocosmos.
Oh boy, this is probably going to get changed in a week from now, right?
So yeah, this is just sign of the times going forward. This is probably going to be 3 Dimension Fisher post ban list.
Yeah.
This should have been, I think, Fisher instead of macro on the main. Fisher's on the side, but I should have made the Fisher because it's good first or second. This is only good first. So this should have been Fisher. This would be the 3. This is kind of the slot for the 3 skill drains. I went with 2. It's still really good, but I don't think it's super strong into tier specifically. So I think in future,
because I think they even play it sometimes too, right?
Yeah,
they can make big monsters.
Once they've made the big monsters, yeah. It's good when you're ahead on advantage and you have control. It's very good. It stops them recurring. In the OTS, when I was ahead on advantage and my opponent, he got as far as Kick Callus and I went skill drain on the Kick Callus, so it stopped him building anything else back up once he was behind on advantage.
That's fair.
But I would probably move these to the side going forward and probably look at some combination of Fishers and macros
cool.
for the format that's in it. And then we have
Oh no, discard.
Yeah, goodbye.
Ban Mystic Mine. Oh wait, never mind.
Yeah. This is gone, of course. This could probably be Necro Valley or maybe one of the Deep Fishers. And since we're playing Terraforming, I think it's always worth playing a different field spell to search.
That's fair, actually. Yeah.
So mine, the deck is super good. This was definitely a deck that could abuse 3 mine. I didn't want to play it that way, so I didn't play the 3 mine. But because you can banish all your guys at will, and in the standby phase, so they all come back in standby, but they don't chain. They come back one at a time, so you can bring one back, banish it, bring the second one back, banish it, bring the third one back, banish it, all for effects, and you're always put yourself on 0 monsters if you want to.
Okay, yeah.
And then the last cards in the main for 40 was Gammon Driver. Because you banish all your monsters, like I said, you can have no monsters on the board at will. So in theory, Gamma is quite
is always live, yeah.
Can always be live, but the problem is that the Rainbow Canvas locks you out of special something from the deck for the rest of the turn. So then you can't Gamma. So for that reason, I think I probably won't play Gamma going forward.
Okay, cool.
But it's still a good option.
That's why it's not sleeved, I guess.
Yeah, I didn't play it today, which is why it's unsleeved.
Yeah.
I played different cards instead. So we got our extra. So we play 3 Moonbow, 3 Rainbow.
Yeah.
So the monsters they point to gain the effects of this is an Omni-Negate and Destroy.
Yeah.
This is banish a monster. So banish one of yours, banish one of theirs. But really good. They also have their own additional effects, which is this summons one of your own banished guys on summon, and this can solemn warning a monster and negate an inherent summon.
Nice.
3 and 3. You can probably play 2 of these. I think 2 is fine. I like 3. It's a very nice. It's very easy banish off Prosperity. The third one of these. I don't like banishing one of these off Prosperity. Actually, I like to keep these at 3. They are your grind game. It's kind of like the 3 elf in Sprite.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You kind of want to make this all the time. So I actually don't banish one of these. This could be something else, I think, in that slot if you want to change something or add something, for sure. But I like the 3 and 3. Then we play Masquerena and Avermax.
Yep.
Really hard to deal with, really easy to make in this deck. The deck link climbs super easy. You're basically on any past your turn 1, once you go Moonbow effect, summon one guy back, that's a link 4. It's not quite Avermax, but just 2 monsters make
probably access code, I'm assuming.
Masquerena, and then can climb into that. Or climb into Avermax, whatever you want.
Yeah.
Phoenix, Unicorn,
nice.
And we know where that goes. It goes here.
Hey.
Access code. Yeah, cleanest, easiest way to OTK. Once we have our board established, OTKing is really simple. You're gonna have Rainbow and like 3 or 4 monsters underneath. You can just turn that into access code, and you can follow it up. You can usually, at the end of your second turn, you can usually end on access code plus Avermax to have the 2 together. And attack the game. If that's not good enough, even if that doesn't end the game.
What is that not good enough against? Oh my god.
Yeah, you would hope that's gonna do it. You'll have no resources left. This is all you'll have left when you go into this. Is the only problem. But even if that doesn't do it, you'll be sitting on Avermax, which isn't bad.
Nice.
And they have to deal with the access code as well.
Cool.
So super good. And then we have Goddess just to out stuff.
Towers.
Out towers. It's never come with me in theory. I always like just in case I like having it, but this definitely could be something else. And then the last 3 are Asus Baggage. So Fortune Tune can be struggling battle, so that's why we play him.
Oh yeah.
Maybe not the best. I know some people like to play Break Sword instead, maybe for this spot, and then Downward Zeus. Not amazing because you don't want to wipe all your back row with this because you kind of need it. But
it's very much last ditch effort, right?
Yeah, if you're stuck or you're going second. Sometimes when you have the Avermax and access code, you'll have if you have 2 guys left, you'll be able to climb into this as well, just to be super safe.
Okay.
Other stuff you could play in here, you could play all of the Charmers. You have every attribute in the deck, so you can play
nice.
Dark, Light, Fire, Earth, Water. I know a lot of people like to play like all the Charmers.
I think Earth and Dark is probably the best ones.
One thing I played today, which is really funny, is you can play Ashura King. He was in Power of the Elements, the secret rare.
Yeah.
He requires 3 plus.
3 plus, yeah.
3 plus level 3s. You can make up to a 6 material Zeus off of that if you make it. So I think that's kind of funny. I'm gonna try that in the future. And then I played
side deck.
The side deck. I figured that the deck really sucks going second. It's really hard. Playing through negates and stuff is really difficult. So we play as much Barbarians as possible. So we went for 3 Dark Ruler, 3 Lightning Storm, 3 Evenly. Pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah, it's like the Triff special basically.
Yeah, I switched these today. I actually switched the Dark Brothers. I switched those for 2 more Mystic Minds because that's kind of a board breaker as well.
Yeah, that's fair.
To try it out. It didn't come up, so I can't tell you which is better. It doesn't matter. Mine's gone. We're never playing it again. So we're back on these again.
Yeah.
Back to Dark Brothers. Other board breakers could be good. I'm not sure what they should be. I wanted some cards for going first, so I was playing 3 Sonic Graveyard for tier. I love this. I played this in Sprite as well, and I really loved it. So I figured it'd be good here, and was going first. Just especially. I found the same thing always with this card is that you want to set it so on your opponent's turn you want to Sonic Graveyard them, but usually against tier they go Hovness and then you can just like chain this from your hand on your own turn. It's annoying that you have to, but it's good. You actually get to finish and make your stupid ass board against that stupid deck. And there's the one Fisher that'll soon be 3.
Yeah.
The 3rd Skill Drain.
Nice.
And Decrabelly.
Okay, yeah.
Just a straight swap for Mystic Mine.
Yeah, I think that's where it's where maining now from now on. Nearly. It doesn't affect you, like.
Yeah. So going forward, I think 3 Fisher could play 3 Metaverse for this. Could play 3 Cosmos as well if you wanted to go all in on anti-tier. You can play 3 Commandant to search 3 Necro Valley as well if you want, which I have. But I think you would miss the board breakers. So you can see how much of it you can.
I think you'd probably go board breakers. Yeah.
My issue with so one issue I kind of have with the deck is that you can really play all that stuff and then you can really just absolutely batter tier pretty consistently with this, I think, because the deck's weakness is getting OTK'd and tier can't really OTK you, or it certainly can, but it doesn't typically on its first turn. Going second, it's not going to put up like 8,000 damage. It's usually set up to win, but in that time you can kind of set up control and kind of have control of the game at that point. So that's kind of how I've been finding it. Good at OTSs, good at YCSs where I'm playing a lot of tier. At locals where I'm playing OTK decks like Crusadia, I'm getting kind of my ass beat. It's kind of tough, but yeah, that's how it's been.
Nice. Any shoutouts? Any final comments?
I think not off the top of my head, shout out to the Weather Channel, which is the Weather Pinner Discord. Only joined them a week ago.
What a hilarious name! Oh my god.
Yeah, great name. Only joined it like a week ago to see what other people are playing, and they've got some really funny ideas. I'm excited to see what they'll come up post ban list and see what we can come up with together going forward.
I think it's a good anti-meta choice. So
yeah, absolutely, definitely.
I'd hope to see it be used in a less casual strategy kind of way and make like an actual anti-meta call. I think it's good.
Yeah, for sure. It's kind of like playing Flunder, but if you don't want to play Flunder, it does a lot of the same things.
more interesting than Flunder. That's what I give you.
It relies on a normal summon. It has a field spell to get an additional normal. It plays Rivalry. It plays Shifter. It's a lot of the same stuff, but just the play style itself is very different.
But they're not birds.
They're not birds. Exactly.
All right, cool. Thank you very much.
No worries.